I wanted the gastric bypass to lose the weight to please my husband. Over the last 6 years, I have gained 100 pounds. I gained most of my weight after Josh's affair.
I think the biggest thing that motivated me to move outside the marriage was the constant nagging, belittling, not giving me the respect I thought I deserved.
I did find a gastric bypass clinic down in Tijuana, Mexico.
The gastric bypass surgery was 100% Samantha's idea.
And that is when the nightmare began. I had this dark cloud feeling over me. I told Josh that I didn't want to go through with it. Josh made it very clear that there was no going home.
And she was froze, panicked. I've never seen her like this in my life. I didn't know what was going on. And she was like, we need to go. I said, okay, let's go. But I didn't know I had to take her hand to get her out of the chair to go. I just thought she was scared.
He should know me by now. No means no.
You wanted your surgery.
And then I told you I didn't. And you just say, okay, and sit there. Literally laying in the hotel room.
Because I was following you. You were taking the lead.
You just don't want any of the responsibility ever.
I was having a full-blown panic attack. Josh was pushy.
I feel if she didn't go through with the surgery that she'd regret it.
Josh and I would text each other, you'll be fine, just get it done, we're already here. You're not gonna die. I was blacking out. Against my will, I did end up going through with surgery. I regret this weight loss surgery a million times over. My recovery from my mini bypass has been nothing short of a living nightmare. I am scared to death of eating food. I'm only getting in about 100 to 150 calories, and that's on a very good day. With my surgery, I ended up with 3 incisions across the central part of my abdomen. I have numbness, loss of sensation, pain, and then over here I had a drain tube. With a mini gastric bypass, you have to change your eating habits. Vitamins, antacids, calciums, supplements. I had a very strict diet that I was given by the nutritionist in Mexico. An all-vegan diet is not something I signed up for. The only food that I have been eating that I can keep down and not get sick from are meats and cheeses. String cheese is my go-to lately. They're just under an ounce, and so I know that I can fit that in my stomach. Mommy needs to focus on eating and chewing, and so I need you guys to take it down a notch because I have to make sure that I chew really well or I can get stuck trying to get in out of my little tummy. Little packets of lunch meat. I may do like 1 for lunch, 1 for dinner, and then my belly just says no more, done. But the doctor was saying that if you have things like cheese, meat, that you will stay fat and you will die. Antacids, I've been taking them 3 to 4 times a day. Right now I can feel that the gas is building up. I can start feeling the lump in the throat again.
Samantha's very anxious, very depressed. She wants her life back.
I don't like leaving the house. I don't like going around people. I am very angry that Josh did not take my hand and find a way out of that hospital. Josh completely betrayed me. I don't want to be miserable the rest of my life, and this marriage is miserable.
There are kind of 2 issues here, at least. One is this surgery that you've had. Why did you choose to go to Tijuana?
I did go through a bariatric program, and then insurance denied it and wanted me to extend the pre-op and do another additional 6 months. And so at that point, I was already tired of going through everything, and we heard about Tijuana through somebody, through social media, a hospital down there, and chose that route.
This is a difficult surgery. People think it's the easy way out. It's not at all the easy way out, right?
It is not the easy way
The
out.
restrictions after the fact are very difficult after gastric bypass and all, but you dodged a bullet in terms of having any horrible outcome.
Yes.
In terms of post-surgical problems. You're terrified to eat, even though you had a nutritionist down there that gave you guidelines of what you can and can't eat, but you're not following that. You're eating sometimes 20 calories a day?
Some days I can eat as few as a piece of string cheese and 1 protein shake, and I'm just petrified of food.
Yeah. Did you have this surgery for you, or do you feel like you had it for your husband?
I feel in my heart that I truly had it for Josh. I wanted to be more appealing.
And you feel like she had it 100% for herself?
Correct. Yeah, 100% for herself.
Okay. Why do you think that when she says, no, I had it because I want to be more appealing to him?
She's been wanting it for so many years now because she couldn't control her weight. She couldn't keep it down. Her depression was there.
Yeah. Her mother, who we'll talk to, and Samantha herself, says that her self-esteem really took a beating when you went outside the marriage and cheated.
Correct. When I cheated on my wife, her self-esteem was gone. I ruined that. I betrayed her, betrayed the family.
And so since that time, have you been really transparent and working to restore that trust and confidence that she can believe in you again? I mean, do you love your wife?
I love my wife very much. I love my whole family. I don't.
Do you show them that?
I do the best that I can.
How good is your best?
My best, I could actually probably do more than what I am. I don't know exactly how or what I'm supposed to be doing specifically to get me to that point.
Yeah. How do you think he's doing?
He's emotionally gone still. Like, I feel like he's still living in the affair life.
Let me tell you guys my thought process, okay? And you've probably never had anybody that has done as deep a dive on you guys, or we probably never will have anybody do as deep a dive on your situation as a couple, as a family, as I've done. And I'll tell you, my approach as I come into something like this is I look at it and say, everybody has a way of being in the world, as an individual and as a couple. And sometimes they get into situations where things that are not healthy or normal just keep occurring over and over and over to the point that they just start seeming like normal. And I actually think that what's going on in this situation is so bad that there are some behaviors that I think are actually criminal. Would you be interested in knowing what it is I'm talking about?
Yes.
That I'm thinking you're both committing crimes.
Josh was having an affair for over a year. It wasn't just a one-time thing. She had actually had wedding plans with my husband.
The affair went on for 2 to 3 years.
I also found out she had been sending him nude photos. I contacted her employer and let them know. I posted the photos on their social media page. Within about 2 days, the photos had been removed. My self-esteem has been completely shot. When Josh and I got married in 2012, I was excited, but within a few months, the physical abuse started. He shoved me down with my daughter in my arms and our son in my belly. At that moment is when I really knew that he did have built up anger.
I have some issues of getting angry at certain times. Something's not going right. I do tend to overexert with anger and frustration.
He would push on pressure points up by the neck, and I would drop down to my knees, and to him it was funny.
Samantha's also hit me. She's pushed me. She's egged it on because she knows what buttons to push.
There was one altercation where I was pushed so hard that I actually bruised my arm bone and ended up at the ER.
She called the police and we ended up going to court through it. I felt betrayed.
Josh uses his size to try to intimidate me, intimidate the children.
I probably do use my size to an advantage as far as intimidation.
He has been very verbally abusive towards my oldest daughter.
I yell at the oldest child and my voice raises.
Shut your damn mouth.
She has told me many times that she wishes that he were not in the house. I'm very afraid of what he's capable of.
Okay, so you say that he's attacked you before,
Yes, sir.
and the police were involved?
Yes, sir.
What was the outcome of that?
I was
happened?
guilty.
Huh?
I was guilty. I had to do anger management courses, domestic violence courses.
Is that still going on?
things like that aren't happening. The fighting hasn't stopped as far as the arguing in front of the kids, the verbal abuse towards the children. That's still happening on a daily basis.
Did you grow up with that?
No, sir.
Wasn't a violent
No, sir.
home? Why do you think you've defaulted to that now?
I don't have the answer for that. I wish I did, but I don't.
You say Josh is borderline abusive with the oldest daughter. Do you think you are?
I'm way too aggressive with the oldest daughter, yes.
Okay, so you say too aggressive, you say borderline abusive.
I would say he is abusive towards my oldest daughter.
Let's take a look at this video.
Because guess what? I actually give a what happens to your ass. Get up.
And this is your daughter, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is my house. You listen to me, and you get your in order, and you get done. You have all money to do. When that's done, when noon hits, you can do whatever the hell you want. Dishes are supposed to be done every goddamn day.
They were done. So
Dishes are supposed to be done every day. There's clean dishes in the dishwasher, you empty it.
I barely
You
went in
know
the
it.
kitchen.
You load it. Do I make myself clear? Shut your mouth.
You think he's borderline abusive with your daughter?
I know in my heart that he is abusive. He's very verbally abusive, and primarily to her. And he does it, my son is in the video too, and he does it right in front of our son.
Look here, inside that circle, who's that?
That's my youngest son,
And he's how old?
8.
So you have an 8-year-old child sitting there while you're here.
Do I make myself clear? Sure. You might have been last talking. Do it. What did you do today?
He did not.
Shut your mouth.
I picked up dirty clothes that Shaq found.
What did you do?
I cleaned the whole living room.
Okay, thank you.
We have an 8-year-old here, and you're up here asking her a question, and when she answers, you get in her face and say, "Shut your mouth." This is your child.
Yes, sir. It's not my proudest moment.
You turn around and say something to him completely calm. So that means you're not out of control here. You're in front of her saying, "You shut your mouth." What else did you do? You shut your mouth. And then what else? So this is a conscious choice. So does this solve the puzzle of what I say is criminal?
Yes.
We just looked at this behavior before we move on to some other behavior. And I said that I thought it was criminal behavior going on here. And I want to put up the definition of child abuse. Any action or failure to act on behalf of the child that results in physical harm, emotional harm, or interference with psychological or social development. Now, clearly, what you're doing results in emotional harm and interference with psychological or social development, but failure to act, so you doing it is a criminal act. You as an adult being aware of it and failing to take that child out of harm's way is as egregious a behavior as the person that's doing it. Your job is to stand in the gap and protect your children.
Right.
If some other adult, your husband, your mother, a neighbor, a teacher, a coach, anyone is abusing your children and you sit there and watch it and allow it to happen, you're culpable. Why are you not protecting your children?
I feel that I have nowhere to go, where to turn, what to do. I feel like if I were to call and report his behavior, that maybe the police will come out and just take the kids, and then they're gonna be without a mom and a dad, even though I've been trying so hard to protect them on a daily basis. I try so hard to love them and keep them safe.
Well, there's a standard of care. And you either function above that standard of care or you function below that standard of care. Where are you?
I know right now I'm below the standard of care, trying to get up above, and I want to be the best parent to my kids I can be, but I don't feel like I can do it in our home.
Okay. And now let's talk about what you're doing.
It's uncalled for.
You're the
Unacceptable.
perpetrator.
I am. That's wrong.
So both of you, we have two parents here who are conspiring to abuse and allow abuse in these children's lives. What the hell?
Right.
I'm trying to give you a wake-up call here.
It's a major wake-up call.
Somebody needs to shake you until your teeth rattle, because your family hangs in the balance here. I'm a mandated reporter.
Yes, sir.
I have no alternative. I either have to change this or report it, one of the two.
Yes, sir. I need the change. I need the help. I know I do. I've needed it for a long time. My addiction to pornography has been going on since I was 12. It takes over your whole life. Pornography has affected my intimacy with my wife and my relationship with her. It puts a big dagger in me because I've been down this road. And it's not an easy road to get out of. It's very unfair to my wife and my family.
Now, when you ask Josh, he'll tell you he's struggling as a father. He's struggling as a husband. Now, Samantha's mom, Molly, says that her son-in-law, in her words, not mine, is, quote, an unsupportive putz, close quote, who makes Samantha feel worthless. Let's hear what Molly has to say.
I think Josh is making Samantha miserable. Josh was very immature. He's about a 14-year-old boy stuck inside that big bod. When I first met Joshua, he came across very arrogant. Joshua was very loud, just boisterous. I think Joshua is a big bully to anybody that he feels he can intimidate. I think Joshua has anger problems. He's been physical on several occasions with Samantha. A man that has to go to that extent doesn't deserve anybody in his life. A man should have enough common sense to just turn around and walk away. Josh and Sammy fight in front of the kids all the time. I feel it's absolutely rotten. It's horrible. I just really want to hurt Joshua. Physically, mentally. I want him to feel what he's done to these kids and to Samantha. I think Samantha should go far away to find some happiness away from him.
So you're concerned.
Very concerned.
And how long have you been concerned?
For quite a while. And then when I saw this last video, I told her, I'm so done. I said, I'm calling CPS. They don't deserve this.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about what your mother-in-law's saying?
It's all true. I need the help. I'm not able to be what I should be, and I know I can be better. I just, for some reason, don't choose to be that guy.
What's up with the pornography?
I started when I was 12.
And how did you get involved with it when you were 12?
I was molested at a young age.
And did you report this to your parents?
This was reported and taken care of, except for my end.
So the person was prosecuted?
Yes, sir.
And what did they do to help you?
I think they felt that it was at a young age that it didn't really affect me.
He's had no help, Dr. Phil, and he's had many chances for help. Since we arrived here for the Dr. Phil show, Joshua's been trying to be super smooth with Sammy, super nice, rubbing her back. Is there anything I can do for you? And he would never do that at home. I think since he's been here, Joshua has been very phony. I think Joshua's going to try to schmooze Dr. Phil, but Dr. Phil is gonna know the truth 100%.
How's he been treating you since you got here?
How my mom said.
It is within his behavioral repertoire to be kind and civil with you, right?
Right.
So you do know how to do that, right?
I do know how to be kind. I just wish I could do it all the time.
He knows how to do it. How sincere it is or not, it's another question, but he knows,
Right.
he knows how to do it.
Right.
Yeah. I feel that the majority of our marriage has been faked kindness.
Do you want this marriage to work?
I honestly don't know. Part of me wants to, I love Josh enough to know I want him to be a better person and to get the help he needs. But part of me feels like I can't be involved in that process because it ruins me more every day when I'm constantly having to put work into not only me stepping up in the marriage, but helping him step up in the marriage. It's wearing me out to nothing. And so part of me wants to close my eyes and run.
Because there is nothing left.
And how about you? Do you want this to work?
I would do anything to make this work.
Were you planning on marrying somebody else while you were married?
They say they
to her?
were. In my thoughts and my mindset of where I was at in my addiction, I didn't feel that way.
Well, had
But
you asked somebody else to marry you?
I never put the words specifically as "let's get married" or anything like that in a text message or anything.
Well, she was planning the wedding.
Their words in text message were that they were going to have a winter wedding and he couldn't wait to step up and be the father to her kids.
And when was this?
I honestly don't remember specific details. I don't remember specific dates of when this was.
Roughly.
I'm guessing
2015.
2014, 2013,
What?
somewhere in there.
2015.
15.
But she had the full details of their wedding and how it was going to be a winter wedding and a horse-drawn carriage. I mean, it was all in text message, the whole thing. It was the daily I love yous.
That's
And
just slipped in your mind?
Dr. Phil, I don't
remember.
remember. I don't keep memories that long to remember any of this stuff. I know it happened. I know that everything that's happened. I know what I've done. I've known what I've been through. I know these things, but I don't remember specific details of those things, of specific
But you
text
do
messages.
remember that there was conversation about marrying someone else?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You just don't remember the color of the horse or anything?
I don't know. No, sir. I don't remember any of that stuff. I honestly don't. I'm not playing games.
Yeah,
and I'm
but
not
you do
hiding
remember
anything.
that you were discussing getting married with somebody and they were planning a marriage. They were
While
planning a
you were
wedding.
married to Sammy.
Yes, I know it was I know it was the affair. I know it was a person of the affair that I was having with.
Yeah.
And everything. I just don't know full contact details of it because it's something that I didn't want to remember anymore.
You don't seem to be behind this, Rob.
No, I'm not buying it.
What,
I'm not buying it, no.
what are you not buying?
I just added to his list that he also lies.
Oh,
He's a
good
liar.
girl, Robin.
He's a liar.
Thank you.
He's a cheater, an abuser, and a liar.
Yeah.
Conveniently forgets. When it works for him. I'm sorry, I don't believe anything he says.
Selective memory.
Selective memory.
The children were pulled into this so much that they actually made a video that was submitted. Let's see what they had to say.
Hey, Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil, can you please help my mom? She's been suffering after her surgery, and she's been really down lately, and I really miss my mom.
The surgeons have really changed her after saying a bunch of healthy foods were unhealthy for her, and her anxiety is just out of the roof, and it's really hard for her to do stuff and join us on family events. I've been helping a lot with chores and doing everything she used to do before her surgery, and I've just had a bunch of stress also, and I just want my mom to feel better.
I've been cuddling with my mom every night since surgery, and I am trying to hold her hand every night before I go to bed, and I'm really scared because she's losing muscle. At some point she might die, and I just want my normal mom back. Bye, Dr. Phil.
Just think about that.
It hurts. It hurts very much.
What do you think about it?
It breaks my heart. My kids are my world. My whole world revolves around them, and
No, it doesn't.
trying to protect and raise them to not come into relationships like ours.
No, it doesn't. No, you don't. It doesn't revolve around them, and no, you don't protect them. I know you say that because that's what mothers say, but that's not what you do, and it's not evident in the way you're living your life. I mean, I know you say that, but it just, I'm sorry, neither one of you are putting your children's interest ahead of your own. I know that hurts to hear, but I'm here kind of as an ad litem. I'm here speaking on behalf of these children. You have a daughter that's taking on the burden of your decision to do surgery, elective surgery. And now she's taking on the burden. You don't involve children in adult decisions, and you don't involve children in things they can't control, and you've done both.
Yeah.
Now, you need to decide that you're not going to become a permanent professional patient. Eating string cheese every day is not healthy. You need to do whatever you need to do to get yourself back to some kind of balance biochemically. Eating 20, 0 calories a day, 100 calories a day is not healthy. But everything is becoming second to being sick. You're in bed all the time, you're sick all the time, you're focused on what you don't eat all the time. That has become your identity. And trust me, behavioral medicine is what I did, and I'm telling you, that can become your identity.
Right.
And it is becoming your identity. You need to stop.
I don't want that.
Well, but that's what you're doing. And your children are picking up the tab for it.
Yep.
And look, you're the man of the family here,
Yes, sir.
and it's time to man up.
It is.
I spent the summer shooting another TV show besides what I do here. I shot a TV show called House Calls that's for CBS, and it required me to go around the country and visit people's homes. And it was a great wake-up call for me to see how people live and how they can paint themselves into a corner. And you have painted yourselves into a corner because your world has gotten very small, and you just live what you live, and it just becomes your world. You need to wake up and realize that this is not okay. You were molested when you were 12 years old, and nobody did anything about that. And if nobody said anything to you about that, let me be the first to tell you, I'm sorry that that happened to you. And Josh, look at me. I mean that seriously. I'm really sorry that happened to you, and I'm sorry nobody did anything about it. You were a child, and nobody stepped up and helped you, and I am damn sorry that that happened.
Yes, sir.
Let's get this fixed now. You got wounded. You have an open wound inside you that's just oozing. You know, one of the things that happens when that occurs is you're helpless and it's done to you and you can't fight back and you're angry. And when you get older and bigger, then that anger just comes out because you couldn't do anything about them, but you could do something about it now. And so that anger just comes bubbling out.
Something I've never really truly confessed to. That anger is a big problem.
I'm willing to get both of you individual help with what you need to do to dig your way out of this. I don't want to get you marital therapy at this point because it's not time to do that. It's time to get yourselves worked out. And what I'm going to ask you to do is at least call a truce right now. Don't make a decision whether you're going to get divorced or not right now. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. That's really not in my top 10 concerns right now. My top 10 concerns right now are that you get healthy. So whatever decision you make it from a healthy, straight and level position. Whatever decision you make it from a healthy, straight and level decision. And I will get you help immediately. And we're in a pandemic. I'll set it up with Doctor on Demand so you can do teletherapy, where you can do it, which, by the way, is just as effective as going and seeing someone. I will set you up. I'll set you up both 10 sessions immediately where you can get started on this tomorrow. And you need to apologize to your daughter.
Yes, sir.
Will you take that hit?
I will. In a heartbeat.
Were you planning on marrying somebody else?
I don't keep memories that long.
You get in your daughter's face and say, shut your mouth. Why are you not protecting your children?
They have nowhere to go.
Some behaviors, I think, are actually criminal.
New Dr. Phil. Check your local listings.